my mom had to leave school to work in the fields, you know, when she was about, I think she got to about maybe the 4th or 5th grade, and that was it for her. And my dad didn't finish school either. He went to work, working on the railroad and stuff. So we were very poor. To give you an idea, the way it was in the community, you know, sometimes if my mom needed some flour, she'd borrow it from the lady next door. If the lady next door needed some sugar, she'd borrow it from my mom. And we all, they all had gardens. That's how we were able to survive, because we raised our food.
Yes, I see. Will you describe your mother?
Oh, she was a very, you know, it's hard to really understand, because my mom, as I said earlier, was not a well-educated woman, but she somehow, I don't know where she got this innocence, but she's a very, very, very smart woman, and she went against everything that was supposed to happen with a blind kid in a little town, because the neighbors thought that she was too brutal toward me. She was too cruel, because my mom would, you know, she'd make me cut wood and wash clothes and you know, and build a fire under the pot, you know, where you boil the clothes and stuff. And people thought that was, you know, they thought that was abusive, you know. And my mom had the attitude, she said, he's got to learn, and just because he's blind, he's not stupid. He can, you know, he can find ways. He may not do it the way I do it, but he can find a way to do it for himself. He has to learn how to be independent. And she always preached this to me. She'd tell me, even friends who love you, they're not going to have time for you all the time. They got their lives, and you got to learn how to do things for yourself, but you're not going to carry a cup. Period. You're not going to beg. And of course, in those days, that's what most blind people did. They stood around, they had a cup or something. Some of them could play a little guitar or something, and that was the way they made it.
Your mother sounds very special.
She was.
Thank goodness.
Extremely. I don't know where she got this gumption from, you know.
Yes.
Because when I really saw my mom cry was when the people got up in church and started talking about how she was making me cut wood, and and they were saying, well, suppose the ship could fly up and hit that boy, you know. And so when she stood up and she's just crying away, man, just couldn't hardly speak, and she said, of course a ship can fly up and hit him, but I can see, and a ship can fly up and hit me.
Yes.
I mean that's the kind of woman she was. Well, again, my mom was, she's just an amazing woman. I guess everybody feel that way about their mom, of course, you know, but when I look at the things, the way my mom approached the things as I've grown older and been able to appreciate them. When I was about 5, I started to lose my sight, you know, just shortly after my brother had drowned, and then I started losing my sight, and my mom knew that I was losing my sight. We didn't have no specialists or anything like that, and even if we did, we couldn't afford it anyway, you know.
Yes.
But anyway, the local doctor told her that I was losing my sight, and maybe she should start thinking that way, that I was going to go blind, and she did, you know. So what she did, which again a lot of people think is cruel, but my mom would take me and she'd say, now look, I want you to learn how to get around by yourself without seeing. And the way we're going to do this is I'm going to place some chairs in certain areas of this room. And I want you to learn how to navigate these chairs.
Yes.
I want you to learn how to, when you go into a place, to observe what it's like, and of course, you know, from somebody who can see, they would think this is pretty cruel, because, you know, when she first started trying to teach me, you know, I'm going to walk into things. You
yes,
know, I mean,
and no dog and no pain.
No dog, no. So you know I'm going to walk into things. But what it taught me was to remember where things were.
Yes.
You see, it taught me, and I do that until this day when I go in hotels. You know, I survey the room, and then after I do that, I remember where everything is. That way I don't walk into nothing. I don't bump into a wall. That's why when people see me get around, they say, oh, I know he can see some now. Come on. He don't, you know, he got to, because you see how he walked past that thing like that? They don't, you know, they just can't envision that I truly can't see, you know. But they
Yes.
marvel at how, well, people watch me walking down the hallways here in my building here, and they're very they see me in my studio in the control room there, and I'm operating the board, and they want, how does he see all those lights? They don't know I don't care about the lights. I listen to the sound.